my life has to mean only one thing. I'd be happy if when people think of Chen Wan-ren, when people think of Hanjin, they'll think of, oh yeah, he's the guy who raised the income floor, digital asset startup businesses and IRL businesses.
谢谢 Jaden 和我们的特别来宾 Tina。接下来会由我来访问我们今晚的第二位特别来宾，他是一位才华洋溢的获奖歌手、词曲作者，也是专辑制作人。一起欢迎 Naffiti 的联合创办人 Hanjin。Hi Hanjin, welcome Hanjin.
Hi, 大家好，我是陈奂仁。
Hi, thank you for showing up in our Candy Drop Spooky Night Live. Shall we start with a brief introduction about yourself and Naffiti?
Yeah, happy Halloween. My name is Hanjin. I'm a singer, songwriter, producer. I've been doing this for a little while. I got into NFTs because I've been trying to solve the problem of musicians being poorly and unequitably remunerated in the past 3 to 5 years. The problem's a long-standing problem, and I realized that all existing methods don't work. So when I discovered NFTs in Clubhouse, I immediately thought this could be the way out. And after so many months of research, I conclude that NFTs can raise the income floor for not just musicians, but all creators in the digital asset space. And that became my mission, to illustrate, share, demonstrate use cases for NFTs for digital asset creators. And that's why I did my first 3 drops. That's what they are, demos for creators to reference, or if they're lost, they can literally copy the formats. They're very simple formats. The first drop is for musicians, simple song, simple trailer, and that sold for 7 ETH. So that's a good example to copy. That was done on OpenSea and on Ethereum. So to help my fellow creators solve the problems that they face, especially the gas issue and the one-of-one issue that they want more people to see it, to get their stuff. They are afraid of auctions. So I did my second drop on BSC, 77 copies and at a fixed price. That went for 540 BNB. So that proves that altchains work. And right around that time was when a lot of other altchains started to become active for NFTs. Tezos, Near, and soon after ADA. And right now, there are so many chains that have active NFTs, NFT markets, the most active being Solana and Luna, Tron, Elrond has announced. So it's basically gonna go everywhere. And so it's an exciting time, but at the same time, it's easy to get lost, especially for non-crypto native creators. And after 5 months of hand-holding creators, I realized I need to be more proactive to help more people more quickly, because the common issues, people get stuck opening their first crypto wallet. They get stuck after opening a wallet, transferring fiat to crypto. And so I decided I want to start a platform. My dream platform is a music platform that helps music income floor. Musicians will get more work by helping singers go to market more often. The problem with the current music market is that musicians only get to go to market when their record labels or management companies think it's okay too. So there is a huge gatekeeping process. They go through a lot of meetings, and if the song doesn't perform exceptionally well, they will wait for a year or 2 or 3 before trying the next song. So they go to market, say, once in 2 to 3 years, and that's very, very poor. With this platform that I have in mind, which is ideally a closed chain where every song is a smart contract. There are 2 sides to it. The supply chain side, which is the singers and songwriters, singers and musicians, and they make the songs, which are smart contracts, automatic accounting, so that when it faces the consumer side, which is going to be something like Rocky.app, you stream and you sell NFTs for stakes in the IP of each song, and all payment is automatic and immediate, which solves the problem of waiting 6 months for every payment in real life for music receipts. And also solves the problem for accounting issues where did money get lost or stuck somewhere? Trust is an important thing. You can do it without custodians, which is the immutable and the trustless aspect of the smart contracts. That makes it easy for people to collaborate with each other. You don't have to go through many rounds of negotiations. You don't need a lot of lawyers. So that means singers can go to market more often and musicians will get more work. And when this happens, you have 100x or more to market opportunities. Let the market decide if the song is good or not. And then you might not have to wait 10 years for the next Justin Bieber or Taylor Swift. It could happen every year or even less. And this is a very exciting concept and idea. And I've finally found a tech team that's interested in working on this with me. It will be a difficult project because of its complexity. But in the meantime, I met Anthony, who is a builder, and he is EVM based. His specialty is in securities and payments. So he loves building wallets. He loves solving financial problems. And he came to me to co-found Naffiti with him. And after discussion, and I came up with the idea that because he wanted to make NFTs. And I think NFTs, if we had done this 6 months ago, we might have just been an NFT platform. But we are now in the end of 2021, and NFTs have hit this. It's become such a vibrant and saturated market, not because there is a lot of product. Yes, there is a lot of product, but compared to Web 2, it's like the size is not like wow, so much, right? It's more like because we're fighting for a market size of 30,000 to 60,000 active NFT wallets, it feels saturated. And the solution, the idea I came up with was that because I want to help musicians and digital asset creators raise the income floor. And most of these creators are entrepreneurs. And NFTs today are about collections. They could be PFP collections. They could be art collections like on Artblock. They could be limited series artist collections for artists like Sabe, who launched like maybe 15 copies of each piece, no more. And with these formats are 大家都已经习惯这样去消费. You know, like they're used to it. So using these formats, we do NFTfi. In the NFT world, right now, there's a lot of talk about utility. So in every NFT project, there's FOMCTU, finance, ops, creative, marketing, tech, and utility. Utility being a big thing. And what is utility when you think about entrepreneurs and IRL businesses and startups? Utility is the business. So NFTfi, we're gonna do it the first NFTfi launchpad for entrepreneurs and IRL businesses, such that entrepreneurs who are starting out, crowdfunding is not working for them because it's very hard to hit the 80% target mark, and they are not suitable for IDO and maybe not ready for IPO. They could do NFTfi, and this will help the Gen Z and the COVID generation startups who lost a lot of opportunities due to the COVID. And also for IRL businesses that are suffering because of the past 2 years of COVID. And I believe that we can help them get out of their bad patch, raise the income floor for their staff so they don't have to get fired at least. And in the near future, launch an automated NaaS interface. NFT as a service basically means NFTfi Launchpad. We help curate and create and build marketing structures for these entrepreneurs and startups and IRL businesses. So we give them a template to set up their collections. We give them a template to set up their FOMCTU, and we give them a template to set up their marketing TTDMs, Twitter, Telegram, Discord, and Medium. And that's the idea in a nutshell. It's going to be an automated UI UX where you come in and you do some very basic KYC or vendor verification, and also to put users' mind at ease to know that, yes, they're not going to be investing in something that is not a real business, that is not honest, and they will be receiving value for their NFTs, real utility, real life utility. And so it's an automatic system, KYC, automated PFP creation, and automated step-by-step template adoption.
Oh, that pretty much explains a lot about Naffiti and even the future development. And there are a lot of things that I actually never heard before, like NFTfi and NaaS and NaaS, which is pretty new to us. And I think you already have a very complete set about it. So yeah, it was so interesting and so new to me. Yeah, kind of mind blown, but that just you're picturing a very nice future for all these NFT artists. Thank you for that. And next I want to ask, who are the users that Naffiti is targeting? I know that you mentioned like all the digital artists, not only singers, and is there any other like specific target audience?
Well, the obvious ones are because NFT is recognized to have two basic applications or functions. One is as a digital property rights, and two is as a membership. There's for wallet-based membership. Because that, most people would think yes, art. Yes, maybe music. Yes, creators. And later on, yes, for DeFi and staking. Yes, to launch a coin. Yes, to launch a utility token. Perhaps to launch an ecosystem. But at the end of the day, when you do a successful PFP collection, what you do is you raise a certain amount of financing and you offer utility so that all buyers are in it for the long haul. And by doing so, you create a HODL community, a core community that can grow. Because with NFTfi, unlike IDOs and IEOs, you can go to market multiple times. You can release many collections. Like case in point, someone buys a Bored Ape, they get a doggy, and then they get a mutant, and it just goes on. You buy a serum, that sort of stuff. It perpetuates itself, the community grows. And this is the format that we want to bring to entrepreneurs and IRL businesses. And starting in Hong Kong, because I'm based in Hong Kong, now fast-tracking an accelerator program with the Silicon Valley of Hong Kong. They have 1,700 startups. And most of them are not NFT relevant, and I want to make them NFT relevant, and I want to give them the gift of NFTfi. So hopefully can help them grow quicker and better and build stronger niche communities. Because of partners that we're investors and partners that we're negotiating with, we will be able to get into markets like Turkey, India, and Southeast Asia, starting with Thailand. In Thailand, we will be working with a famous entertainment provider, and through their accounts, 7 million accounts, we will reach out to them and provide related services. And through another entertainment platform in Hong Kong that has a 100K user database, we will reach out to them. And we're also negotiating for a telco deal whereby we can connect startups with these telco companies. It doesn't matter if your startups are in Turkey or in India or in Hong Kong, Taiwan, or in Thailand. Because in crypto, there are no borders.
There's a question here like asking which region we'll be targeting, but I think, crypto blockchain has no borders, so I don't want to ask that question.
No, that's okay. I think I mentioned earlier.
You mentioned Turkey.
The main area that we want to target. That's because of the specializations of our partners. And hyperlocalization is something that we intend to do with our launchpad. It's kind of like you go to McDonald's in Hong Kong and you go to McDonald's in Malaysia. In Malaysia, you probably find some things that you will not find in Hong Kong. And likewise, the other way around. So, yeah.
Okay. So next question is quite straightforward. How the platform users can be benefited from using Naffiti, and how Naffiti actually support the community growth?
Platform users, they get to shop NFTs, and as we find more partners, shoppers will get to buy a wider range of NFTs from different marketplaces, existing marketplaces in the existing formats, which is mostly ERC 721. And users will get to invest in new projects that through our NFTfi Launchpad. So projects that will not be available to them because these projects, although no matter how promising they are, cannot go to IDO or IPO, they can now be early investors and early community members, or maybe even voting members in these projects. Yeah. And users also get to vote because we are essentially going to become a DAO. Our government's token is called NAFF. And with NAFF, yes, NAFF. And with NAFF, you can vote. And each project will set up their own little DAO Q&As whereby they will ask questions for their communities to vote. And some questions can be targeted to their own communities, while other questions can be targeted to the entire community at large. And somewhere in a later stage, I would like to introduce a format where all NAFF holders can vote on which projects do they think should be launched first, or which project do they want to be launched quicker, which projects do they want to be improved on, and express their opinion on projects. And that way, it's a positive feedback loop between builders and investors and users and token buyers and holders, shoppers, etc.
The next question is actually related to NAFF token. To explain a little bit, and is there any other utilities of NAFF token and other advantages of NAFF token holders?
There will be future utilities for NAFF tokens, but I like to stay focused, and our first goal is to make the NAFF token a functional and fast and efficient DAO token, and also as a governance token. And in the future, maybe NAFF token will have a lot more, will also have lifestyle applications. But I want to, although we can start quickly by forming partnerships with Web2 or IRL partners, but I think it should start with the startups that we're helping, whereby as they bring their product to market, NAFF tokens can serve as consumable tokens or membership tokens or like value tokens to exchange for real life benefits that their startups and businesses are offering.
Cool. Okay, something off topic. We have to know that, do you involve in NFT as either a creator or collector? Can you share about like what collection or project that you're involved?
Oh, okay. I am not a very good investor. I don't pick investments very well, so I stick to in stonks. I stick to SPX. I just get the safest ETF and I just stick with that. And I wouldn't even buy a lot, and so I sleep better. And the reason why I love this project and I'm so excited and urgent about it is because I see a pain point where people are suffering because the income floor is below poverty line, and I do not know how to 帮人发达. But I think this can help bring the income floor up above 贫穷线, above the poverty line. And to me, that's very meaningful. If my life has to mean only one thing, I'd be happy if when people think of Chen奂仁, when people think of Hanjin, they'll think of, oh yeah, he's the guy who raised the income floor, digital asset startup businesses and IRL businesses. I like to be that more than I like to be like, oh yeah, he's a good musician, or yeah. I like to be, that would be a good dream come true for me.
This is a very good vision. Impressed. I'm so impressed. I have to thank you for your effort. I hope one day I'm involved in the NFT as well. I hope one day I'm part of the Naffiti. So yeah, I can be helped by you.
Yeah, come. And you can create own little communities as well. It's like before creating the NFT launchpad idea, I actually tested it on my third drop, which is hamsters. And I launched an alpha for hamsters, which is 48 hamsters. And I learned a lot from it. It shows that you can start small communities. They don't have to be 10,000. It can be 48. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So it's for everyone, right? I think NFT, it's for everyone. Okay, here we also want to ask that what do you think about the future growth of NFT market? I believe that you actually mentioned a little bit about it. Is there anything you wanted to break further?
I'll quote Raul.
Expectation.
Raul Pell says, if anybody tells you they know what's going to happen, if anybody says that they're an expert, they're lying. I believe what he says, and I believe what many other experts, what many other famous crypto and cross IRL investment KOLs personalities say as well, which is we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. We shouldn't pretend that we know, but as long as we see a problem that we can fix, and the problem is urgent enough. For instance, with Naffiti, the problem is this will help people pay rent. This will help people send their kids to school, and they will make them worry less about the future. So this is enough of a reason for me to work hard and create a solution, which is Naffiti.
Okay, thank you so much for your sharing. Okay,
thank you.
A very last question. So do you have anything? 有没有什么想对我们现在在看直播的观众朋友们说？
大家好，我是奂仁，现在祝大家身体健康，顺利利，好像在拜年一样。But that's the most important thing. 身体健康 ，and then 开开心心的。 大家都辛苦了，这2个大家都辛苦了，千万不要觉得 you're suffering on your own. We're in this together, and if we work hard, we'll get out of this together.
Thank you so much, Hanjin. 谢谢你，奂仁。And thank you for the 50 USDT airdrop that you are going to give away in our event today. So, 荧幕前的观众朋友们 ，Naffiti 奂仁帮我们准备了50 USDT 要送给正在收看直播的你。Follow Naffiti 的 social media handles， 这个链接已经发在评论区。完成 follow 后，在 Naffiti 的这个 Telegram channel 留言 Candy Drop Spooky Night， 你就会有机会赢取这个50 USDT 的空投咯。加油 ！OK， 再次感谢Hanjin，让我们一起期待 Naffiti 今后的发展和更多的好消息。谢谢奂仁，
加油！谢谢 ，Happy Halloween！
Happy Halloween！